What's going on? You already know what it is. Your boy Jared Watson, the host of Pink Cookie Podcast. And I got my man Morgan coming through, talk about what he believes in. And I think you guys have really be entertained by the show that's been going on tonight. So hope you tuning in. You already know what it is. You can always follow us on YouTube. Excuse me, I got a little gas. Excuse me. You can always follow us on YouTube at Pink Cookie Podcast. Always follow us on Spotify, Pink Cookie Podcast. And we got a couple of viewings on OnlyFans as well. Same thing, Pink Cookie Podcast on OnlyFans. Later on, I got another guest that's going to be on here talking about a couple of things, and you'll see what goes from there. But I think we got the guest on there right now. Let's see what it is. Get him on camera. Morgan, are you there? There we go.
All right.
Here we go. It's the Pink Cookie Podcast. Once again, it's your boy Jad Watson. I'm in the building right now with my man Morgan. How you doing today, man?
I'm here.
That's what it is. That's all we look forward to. Like I said, I usually try to start the show off with some good news. Before we start in, there's a lot of things going on in the world. So sometimes some good news from other people kind of helps the situation to get a little bit better. So you got any good news for us?
Not really. I've got beer in my hand. That's probably about as good as it's gonna get.
You're doing the Pink Cookie Podcast, so that's the great news. We like that. We like that. How's your day going so far?
So
Gotta big up the beer. How's your day going so far?
yeah, can't really complain. I went in, I worked a little bit this morning and came home, took a nap. I've just been kind of taking it easy, so can't really complain too much.
Well, let's get into it because a lot of people have been actually waiting for this interview. We had a chance to do it last week, but there was some technical difficulties, so we wanted to make sure that we double back. The title in the beginning, I don't even want to go on the title because we can title it any way we want to, but I want to give the platform. The biggest thing was, and I know people were going to hear the title and feel some type of way. And like I said, I said it not in a disrespectful way, but I wanted to give you the platform to be able to correct it.
Right.
But I had put up the title like, I'm going to interview someone who worships or believes in the devil. And that's just a general clickbait title. Yeah.
Look, it is what it is.
Speaking on my end, that was just a clickbait title to get interested.
Right.
At the end of the day, I wanted to give you the platform to be able to explain, first of all, the right terminology. If I'm saying anything wrong, please correct that.
Right.
And I want you to just shut down everything that everyone's been talking about, the naysayers, any negative, anything that comes negative to what it is. Like I said, instead of, you're not a devil worshiper. You are, can I correct that and say Satanist?
I mean,
is that the correct way to say it?
I mean, my thing is this. I'm a Luciferian, okay? Lucifer and Satan, they are one and the same.
Okay.
Satan was...
There's a lot of people that don't know what's going on. So explain that, because when people hear that, they're so negative about
this. Satanists, they have their own way of thinking. Luciferians have their own way of thinking. I mean, when it comes to Satanism in general, there are different ways of interpreting Satan. There are, like, you have, like, LaVeyan Satanism, and they don't really believe in a virtual Satan, much like the Satanic Temple based out of Boston. To them, Satan is more of a symbol of rebellion, like something more figuratively speaking. Then there are those who are theistic, who actually believe that Satan is actually a real being, a force not to be reckoned with, a force that needs to be respected, much like how Christians or Muslims or Jews believe in the God of Abraham. They believe in that sort of thing. It's a theistic belief. Luciferians, much like myself, we believe that Lucifer, or Satan, if you want, however you want to call him, isn't truly is a actual being. One that is not to be trifled with. One that is not to be disrespected. We, as people call the God of Abraham, God the Father. We address Lucifer as Father Lucifer. So,
So even what you're saying right now, some people might hear it and still feel a
right.
little bit
It's like this. People are going to hate. It is what it
uneasy
is.
on the
I
edge.
don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I told you, there's no judgment here. I definitely want you to be able to explain what you're saying. Now, for the people that are ignorant and not understanding or don't want to be open enough to your mind state, a lot of what I hear basically is number one is coexistence. I
Right,
completely agree that you can't accept one without the other
right.
because you've only been introduced to one because of
Well,
the other. On
but,
either
but,
on either side.
but funny you say that about, coexisting. You can't have one without the other.
Mm,
The way I see it, Christians need people like us, and we need
mm,
Christians. Because the way I see it, if we're not around, Christians don't have a group of people to try and save. They don't have, a group of people to speak out against. And, as far as, Christians go, we need them to be like, I guess you could say, you have your way, we have ours. And,
Okay, so let me say
it,
this. Not meaning to cut you off. I don't want to turn this show into a Satanist Christian, Satanist or Christian show.
right,
We're just giving some examples and everything like that.
right.
But
Prime
focus
example.
more on you, and being a Satanist. So I want to help you, help me, and help other people clear up some of the
Okay.
misconceptions about the practice. Number one, a lot of things that come up, some people feel like you sacrifice
No,
by the animals, kids,
no,
and babies and everything.
no,
Give
no, no,
some
no.
examples about that. How does
Okay,
Satanism and that whole practice feel about that
okay.
type of thing? Are you out here eating bats and burning cats like everyone thinks is going on?
No, no. Okay. First and foremost, the one thing I will say is this: there are certain Satanists who do believe in that. Okay,
Okay.
they do believe in some form of ritual sacrifice. As a Luciferian, no, we do not believe in harming animals, harming children, or anything like that. Now, it's just matter of fact, I think I probably said this last time. It is actually in one of the Luciferian tenets that harming a child is like one of the worst things that you can do. It's like a big
Understand.
no-no. You're not supposed to do that. And animals, I would never hurt one. I've got cats.
Mm.
I would never ever hurt any. I would never hurt one of my cats. I would never hurt a animal or anything like that. I mean, I matter of fact, all my cats, they're all rescues. The fact and I can understand, that there is a bit of a stigma, but, me and I would never, ever.
Well, now
No,
if I'm not mistaken, you grew up Roman Catholic. Am
yes,
I
I
correct?
did. I
All right.
did.
So from being able to have that influence from your parents and growing up, as a child, we only know what's in front of us and we're influenced by what's
Right.
given to us. So when you had that break, when you were able to make your own decision from being Roman Catholic to whatever you decided to, what was the thing that made you move to Satanism?
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
what was the thing that got you to that?
well, I got a lot I actually have a lot of ground to cover here. So, because I feel like I'm really glad that you brought this up because I really feel like we only really scratched the surface last time.
Hmm.
So I would really like to
Yeah,
shine
I
more
would love
light on that.
you to
So
tell me everything you need to be. You want to tell
of course.
tell me everything you feel like that people need to know. The
Okay.
floor is completely
So
yours.
pretty much I did the whole Roman Catholic thing. I went through the baptism, first communion, the whole confirmation thing. And right around the time I was in high school, I want to say I was about 16 or so, that was when I started to question everything because I just noticed that there was a lot of hypocrisy in the
When you say
Bible.
question
And
everything, you're saying questioning the faith that you were already being
and
introduced to.
not just the Roman Catholic doctrine, but Christianity as a whole. I
Okay.
started questioning everything because there was a lot of it to me that did not make sense, and there are just things in the Bible that, in my opinion, are just wrong. They're just wrong
So do you
and they're
feel
immoral.
like again, I'm asking questions only, and not.
Right.
I mean,
That,
I guess you can say
my
ignorant
opinion.
in a way of I don't have the it's a lack of knowledge. So the
Right.
questions that I'm asking are not to be disrespectful or to have a point. If anything, like I said, there's a lot of things I've talked to you about offline that I actually agree with. But I want you to give it the platform to be able to explain yourself,
Right.
and put the information out there for everybody else to explain. So you've explained what you didn't connect with when it came to Christianity. What are some of the things that you connected with once you whether seeing some of the scriptures or seeing some of the thoughts or the practices of Satanism that you feel like this is where I could be, opposed to other religions? Because obviously it seems like you're very free spirit and you're willing to go for what you want. It seems like once
Yeah.
you left one thing that was put on you,
Well,
when you chose to do something else, you could have been.
right.
It could have been
And
Muslim. It could have been
I'm just,
Buddhist. It could have been.
yeah.
Why did you feel like you
Well,
identified with Satanism?
for me, like I said, I started questioning everything, and I did not gravitate to like Satanism, Luciferianism, anything like that immediately. That didn't come till much later on because for a very long time I was very agnostic. I
Okay.
believed in a higher power. I'm just not sure what that higher power was.
But even when you
And
didn't have a religion, you wasn't atheist. You just didn't know
no,
where
no, I
you
was
wanted to
not
put your faith
atheist.
at.
I was not
Okay.
atheist at all.
Always believed in
Now,
the God.
I will come out and I will say this, and a lot of people don't know. I actually gave God, in Christianity, I gave him one more shot. A lot of people,
Okay.
and a lot of people don't realize that. And I gave him one more shot when I remember I was actually at the Manis Air Base in Kyrgyzstan because I was actually on my way to Afghanistan, and I found this little woven crucifix, and it had like a little prayer on it, and it was like a cross in my pocket or something. And I remember picking that up, and I remember like, you know what? I'm gonna give you one more shot,
Mm.
but if you fuck this up, that's it. I
Mm.
took that cross and I put it in my breast pocket, and I carried that with me everywhere I went. And I'm like, if God made everything in his image and this God is good, so this, that, the other, maybe, just maybe. And I had all the ration and shit from my deployment, not just from the enemy, but everything my own unit was pulling with me and how they were screwing me over and a whole bunch of other shit. And if that wasn't bad enough, I ended up being diagnosed with cancer. And they medevaced me out of theater because of it. And I was at a really bad low, like mentally. And as far as like trying to find confidence in God or anything like that, because obviously when people they get their own cancer diagnosis or any other bad medical diagnosis, the thing they ask, why me? And I've been there. I, I,
Well,
I
I want to make a point on two things you said, if you don't mind. I love your vulnerability and what you're saying.
right.
I think you're laying the platform for a lot of people to be able to feel the same way. But you said two major things that I think needs to be focused on. Number one, I want to give you your props and due respect for being a veteran. We didn't go too deep into it, but you have obviously served in the military. So I want to give you your props and respect for that. So anything that you've had to deal with in between then, I'm going to speak for the whole country. I think we all want to say thank you and appreciate
And
you for everything
I,
you've
I
done for our
appreciate
country.
your support.
Yeah, that we got Superman, we got Batman, but none of those compare to our U.S. soldiers, and we appreciate that. So thank you. We wouldn't have nothing if it wasn't for you.
Of course.
So thank you for that. And then you brought up something else about having cancer, and it seemed like you're a strong individual. Even when you made that statement, it didn't seem like it was something that dragged you down. I'm pretty sure you went through your own personal, back
Oh,
and forth, and that was a personal battle. I know that was nothing easy,
dude.
but
I,
I
I,
mean, give
with
us a little bit more insight
everything,
on that. When did you find out, or
well,
I don't want to go into deep. I don't want to share any information that you don't want to share. But
No,
I
it's
mean,
like
we
this.
also got to understand there's people that are listening that might want to know, how do I check myself? How do I make sure I'm good? So if any information that you can give, to further educate the people and give them information, please do, without getting too personal or crossing the line that you
Well,
don't want to. But
it's before I go any further, I will say this. It is a difficult subject for me to talk about, but the more I talk about it, the easier it will become. So this actually is a relatively healthy thing for me, especially if I'm just gonna lay it all out like this. So this is a good thing. So
and I appreciate you, and so does the audience here at Pink Cookie Podcast. We really appreciate you being out here. Thank you so
right.
much.
So with my cancer, I found it by accident.
Mm.
And I found it when I was in the shower. I was in Afghanistan. I was taking a shower, and I
That's a
was,
good place to find some things,
yeah,
dog.
it
Just to
is.
let you know, I found some great things in the shower. You know what I mean? I got a
And
couple
then,
buttons I didn't have to push.
yeah, well,
No, I'm just.
believe me, this ain't something you don't want to find. Trust me.
Oh, no,
And
not that, not
no,
that.
but so pretty much, if I'm gonna get straight down to it, regarding my cancer, something didn't feel right with my balls, for lack of better
Yeah, there you go.
terms. And I'm like, that should not be like that. I
Yeah,
need to get that checked.
so
And so
triple
I
decker.
ended up seeing the doctor there on post. He's like, I don't have the equipment here to give you a proper diagnosis. You have to go to Kandahar. If they can't do
Hold
it
on. So
there,
where was the initial doctor that you went to go see for your cancer?
the very first doctor, he was on my post when, because I was in a place called Tarancot, and
Oh, you're still speaking like you were there.
yeah,
You were in another country while this was
I
going on.
was in Afghanistan.
So that's what the point I'm trying to get to. The way you're saying it is like I'm trying to picture all these places. I don't know what
Yeah,
city that
no,
is. You were in a whole different country.
I found my cancer when I was in Afghanistan. That, like I said, they
Okay.
medevaced me out of Afghanistan because of it.
Got you. Okay. I don't think the people heard that, and I just wanted to
Yeah.
reiterate that.
Okay.
Okay.
So moving on, um, the doctor there on my post said he didn't have the equipment to properly give me a diagnosis, that I had to go to Kandahar, and that if they
Mm,
couldn't do anything for me there, then I was going to have to get medevaced to Germany. So
mm,
I go to Kandahar. They're like, we can't do anything. You got to go to Germany. So I end up going to Germany, and I speak with the urologist. They do an ultrasound on me and all this other stuff. And basically, what they said, what I felt was it was a tumor, and they
mm.
said the tumor itself was inside my testicle, and what I felt was where it was protruding through the outside, and they had to amputate. And
Mm.
they amputate, give me
Uh,
a prosthetic, all that other shit. So
what age were you when you found this diagnosis?
I was 24.
So, what is the mindset of a 24-year-old with just found out he was diagnosed with testicular cancer? What is that? What does
It
that
felt like my whole
feel like? What is
when
it?
I found out that I had a tumor and that they had to amputate, it felt like my whole world just came crashing down around me. When they told me that, I passed out. Like, I literally, dunk. Like, I
So you said there
fell.
was an
Apparently, I
amputation.
whacked my head on something on the way down, and I woke
Mm.
up to a group of
Came with
doctors
another
and
injury.
nurses like smacking me in the face and giving me sternum rubs to bring me back.
Oh
It
man. So
was a
when you say,
it's a
and
hard
like I said, is
pill
there
to swallow.
anything that you don't want to answer? You can say next question and mind your business. But when it comes to, you said the amputation, was that the amputation of the cancer, or
The
did
whole
you have
thing,
to?
the whole thing. They had to cut out the whole testicle to biopsy it, and they gave me a prosthetic.
That's all I
Yeah.
got. I couldn't. Yeah, I could. That wasn't fake. I don't know. I don't got nothing.
Well,
I don't even know what to add. I mean, this.
it I mean, look,
When you
it is
say
what it
because
is.
I don't want to put you, I don't want to put your business out there. But
You're not
again, this
putting
show is
it.
also about education. So if there's something that we need to know, there's a lot of guys that need to know. That's another big shout out to the guys. Make sure you get your regular checkups, especially when you're getting up in your age. And the thing is, let's go past that. You just said you were 20 something years old, so it has nothing to even do with that. Make sure you stick on your regular checkups. But when you say, you were diagnosed with testicular cancer and then you got amputated and then you double down and you say all of it. I mean, no Diddy. I don't know what. I mean, is it there? Do you have it all? When you say all of it, I'm saying
One testicle is real, one is
mine and
fake.
her waist, huh?
One testicle is real, one is fake.
And that's no problem. So you still balling? You can still get it in.
Yeah,
You
I
still
can.
balling?
Yeah,
Oh no, you
I
good.
am.
You good. Don't worry about it. Ladies, holla at my man's. You know what I mean? He left side pounding. Make sure you hit him up. You already see the information at the bottom of the screen. He ready for it. You want a midget? He ready. He got it. He got one ready for you right now. All the ladies
But
want a midget, hit my man's. But nah, man, you know what's crazy is the spirit that you still have after that. So we'll go past that. So did you get to a depression or something? Because I'm still trying to figure out
oh,
what made
dude.
you feel confident in joining the
Well,
Lucid and being a Luciferian and becoming a
well,
Satanist. Because again, you've let me know where you were let down, where you felt you were let
so
down in Christianity.
my whole cancer diagnosis is actually all intertwined with this.
Okay.
And right before I had deployed, I ended up befriending somebody, and unfortunately, he is no longer with us. He passed away back in 2015.
God
But
bless you, sir.
he himself was a pagan high priest, and before I did the whole Luciferian thing, I was obviously very agnostic. But
You mind explaining that really quick? I'm sorry to cut you. I just want the people to follow. You said what kind of
pagan,
priest? And
he was
what
a pagan high priest.
you mind
Okay,
just give us a quick
and
explanation of what that is?
well, so pagan itself is an umbrella term for anything that takes away from the God of Abraham.
Mm,
So Luciferian is considered pagan, Buddhism is considered pagan, Hindu could be considered pagan.
okay.
So,
You know what's crazy is I actually saw an interview not too long ago with Glorilla, and she said because of her family background, there were certain holidays that she didn't celebrate because they were pagan. And to be completely honest, obviously I don't have the ability to be able to call her at this moment and ask her about it. So that just helped me out a lot because I'm like I've been hearing that a lot this week. So thank you for being able to express that, and
right,
I'm pretty sure a lot
of
of other
course,
people got that as well. So thank you.
of course. So, um, I ended up pretty much what kind of got me the ball rolling with that was I'm home from Germany. I'm past the whole all the medical bullshit where I was at Fort Belvoir. Like I'm home. I'm back in Rhode Island. And I was with him one night and we're talking and I'm already in a vulnerable state. I'm really suffering from depression. At this point in time in my life, I am flirting with suicide
Mm,
every single day. I mean, I'm flirting with it. Like to the point where I was gonna go shell out $500 to go buy a gun off the streets, don't care if it's hot or not, and I'm gonna go put a bullet in my head out in Lincoln Woods. I mean, I'm flirting with this
mm,
shit on a daily basis. And so I'm talking with this guy, and he pulled out information out of thin air regarding my cancer. And there was
mm,
no way he could have known that. There are only two people who knew that piece of information, me and the surgeon. That's it. And what he told me was that before I deployed, he noticed a really bad darkness within me that did not belong. And so
mm,
he consulted with the gods, if you will. And while they weren't able to get rid of it, they were able to get it down to about an eighth of an inch. And and the fact that he said that, because about an eighth of an inch was exactly how much that tumor was protruding outside my testicle. So the fact that he was able to just pull that number out of thin air and spit that back to me, for me, that was like, okay, you have my full undivided attention now.
Gotcha. So
And so
that's what made you lean more on the information that he was
basically,
giving.
that's what had me go towards the whole thing where I started to reject Christianity and anything related to that. I started having strong pagan beliefs, but as far as like Satanism, Luciferianism, that probably didn't come up until about, I don't know, I want to say, oh, fuck me. I probably want to say it was not long before he died. So it was around early 2015, and even more so solidified after that, as far as, you know, having association with Satanism, being a Luciferian, all that other stuff.
You know, from what I'm hearing from you, what I feel like is very iconic, or excuse me, I said the wrong. What I feel like is ironic is the fact that in your most darkest times, what it seems like it was, you didn't lean on Christianity. You found Satanism, which actually gave you the positivity and the mind state and the mental strength to go forward.
Because,
Now, this is one thing I've said. I've been able to have a personal relationship with you as a coworker. We don't have to
right,
mention the company. Fuck them. But I was able to deal with you at work. And like I've said to you before, you've always been a very sound mind, body person. You're very self-aware, very
right.
intelligent. You know what you're talking about. You know what you want. Very, very observant. I remember there was one time, like I said, it was another coworker I used to ride with. He's actually here. He's actually here over here. We're gonna see if we got some questions later. We got Big Dame in the building. But I used to take rides to work with him, and it was one day that he was sick and he wasn't able to make it in. And I got there a little late because of taking the bus. And you walked right over to me in the morning. It was like 4 a.m. And you said, "Hey, is Damon here?" And I'm like, "No, he's sick." And he was like, "Okay, well, listen. I noticed that Damon didn't come in, and I know you ride with him. If you need a ride, don't worry about it. I got you. Don't hesitate."
Right,
We never had anything in between there that had to be sufficed or
right. I
anything.
mean,
I completely 100% respected you. And like I said, and listen, I'm going to be honest with you right here on camera. I got your text message and you said, "Tell me who been talking shit about me at the job." I said, "Listen, I ain't doing that. I ain't about to have you."
well,
Listen,
that's the thing. I'm not gonna
fuck
confront
them.
the
But there's certain things, and I'm gonna tell you right now because I love and respect you as a professional, as a man, as a human being. You are that being that has your own wave. You have people that not gonna understand you. I'm not gonna
right,
answer to the people that don't understand you. I've said this before. Nobody can pick my friends and they can't pick my enemies. I don't care what anybody said to me. If I want to listen to what everybody said to me, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
right,
I judge people for who they are and what they are.
right,
And the funny thing is, they didn't say anything that wasn't true outside of, "Oh, he believes in the devil." He seemed like, okay. No one's, if anyone said he's mean, anything like that, no one's ever said it to me, but it would be bullshit. I have a different experience with you. That's not true. You are very, and like I said, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you have kids or not. Do you have kids?
no, no kids.
You have but you definitely have a loving type. If you was a father, I could see you being able to play a position, but you're very self-aware. That's number one. You know about yourself. That's one
Right.
thing I could definitely. That's what I said. If you have kids, yeah, I mean, I didn't know how it was gonna come off, but it was like, but you are very self-aware, and that
Hmm.
means more than just, "I know where I'm standing at." You know what you go into before you get there. You know how you're gonna handle it before you walk out. You have your day mapped out. I mean, of course, we can't control everything, but you know how you're gonna,
Right.
appropriate yourself, react and everything. And I respect that about you
Oh,
because it's never anything evil or nothing crazy. I feel like me and you are no different because I'm not no thug, I'm not no gangster. I'm black, you're white, but I like to mind my business. I said, you back me in the corner, you're gonna get what you're gonna get.
right.
You operate the same way. I
My
see
my
you mind your
my
business.
thing. My as you know, it's funny you mentioned that whole thing with me offering you a ride. I offered you a ride because I felt for you. I've been there.
Thank,
I can
thank you.
relate to that. And knowing that you were in that position, it's like, well, fuck
Well, how do
me.
you feel about people?
I would have felt like a fucking asshole if I didn't say anything.
So
Knowing
how
what
do you feel about people kind of portraying like you can only feel that type of warmth or care for somebody else if you're a Christian, if you're this and that. So how does this sound as a Satanist? You cared for another person, a different
Well,
race,
honestly,
different
the way
age,
I see
different
it, it's not.
situation, but you was there.
My thing is this: as far as that goes, it's not about being a Christian. It's not about being a Satanist. At that point, it doesn't matter what it is you believe in. It doesn't matter how you think. It's about being a good person. You don't need to be a Christian to be a good person. You don't need to be a Satanist to be a good person. You could be an atheist. You could be Buddhist. You could be Hindu. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're white, you're black, you're brown, you're pink, you're purple, or you're red, or you're blue. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is, are you a good person? I mean, honestly, in terms of, you know, Satanism or racism, I mean, let me explain something to you. If I were to take this knife right here and I'm going to cut my,
Please
with a
don't do
nice
it. Hold
little
on,
gash in my arm like
cookie.
that.
Hold on, put the knife away. You good?
Relax.
Be careful with that thing.
Look, chill.
Okay.
If I were
all right.
to take this knife here and I'm going to cut my arm just like this, a really nice gash.
Okay.
And as a Satanist, as Christian were to do the exact same thing, they're take the exact same knife and they're going to cut their arm the exact same way. Exact same, you know, depth and everything. What color is the blood going to be? Are they not going to, because they Christian, are they going to be immune to pain because they believe in God? Fuck no. Let me tell you something. I'm going to fucking feel it. And as far, same thing goes, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. Your ass is going to fucking feel it. Your blood is going to be red, and it is going to hurt like a motherfucker. Okay? Plain and simple. It has nothing to do with what you believe in. It has everything to do with being a good person. Are you a good person, and are you willing to go out of your way to help others, regardless of who they are, where they come from, or what they believe in? We can all coexist. It's not impossible.
Morgan, I want to thank you. Number one, I think in that last 2-3 minute monologue that you just gave really wrapped everything up. I think you was able to articulate yourself amazingly. What you just said really made a lot of sense. And I still think it's a mind fuck and just a blunder for people to go, this Satanist just told you how to be a better person. I want you to go to bed tonight and figure that shit out.
Well,
I'll even be the person that be the bad guy and says this. From what I've heard from you as a Satanist, I've heard more comfortability and somewhere I feel more comfortable to express myself, right, wrong, in between. Like I say opposed to, but like you said, there's other religions and other cultures and everything that judge you for everything you do. I feel like let's stop doing the judgment and let's go where I can feel comfortable at. And whether that's Satanism, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's whatever it is. What you said made more sense than anything at the end of the day. Be a good person. And I think on that note, we're going to leave it like that. If you want to come back and give more of your explanation, if you don't mind anyone asking you about your beliefs and want to come back to the show, we'll definitely set that up. But Morgan, I want to say thank you for being open and being vulnerable and sharing your education and your experience with us.
My thing is this: if to everyone watching who wants to watch this, you want to ask a question, ask it. You want to shoot me a hate message, go ahead and shoot it. I don't care. But if you have questions, I will answer them. And if you want to have me back for anything else, I will be more than happy to come back.
100%, man. I couldn't see me doing another show without you. I would love for you to come back on. I appreciate that so much. If you have the time, we here. I would love to do that. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart, man. You really gave us a lot of information. You stand on everything you believe in. And I've told you off record, tell you on record. I support you. I believe in you. I agree with you. You are not what they say. You are a different guy. You are marching to your own drum and you're doing your thing and you're happy in your stance. And I wish you the best in your journeys. Thank you again for being a veteran. Thank you again. Like I said, just being open to be able to open up and give some guidance to somebody else, give them some information and give them some tools to somebody else to be able to hear what was going on, your story, your journey. There's other people going through it. And
Right.
some people don't know how to make those connections. Some of the things you might have said today might have gave somebody confidence to go to the next step. And
Right.
God bless you with everything. With your cancer. I mean, even if you want to come back later on and talk about it, we're not sure if it's all set. I know you did say it was cut out, so are you all set with that?
I've been cancer free for I've been cancer free for about 11 and a half years now.
Now I'm not gonna lie. Because of my background, I almost said God bless. So what should be the right thing to say? Should I say Satan bless or?
You can say whatever the hell you want. A good wish.
Well, I think it's
It's
amazing that
like
I'm happy
this.
for you.
A, a, if you wish me well, it doesn't matter what you say. As long as I know the intentions are good, that's all that matters to me.
Again, you're speaking the truth. So let's just do that. Let's just be politically correct. Let's say, hey, I wish you well with your journey. You had 11 years. Let's wish for another 11, then another 11, then another 11, and let's keep going from there. Much love and respect to you, good brother.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you so much, man. We're definitely going to have you back again.
All right. Awesome.
Morgan.
Thank you for having me.
Signing out. It's your boy Jai Watson, Pink Cookie Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.